So let's talk about the Witch's Pyramid. Hi, I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com, and if you're new to this channel and you want to learn more about Wicca and witchcraft and how to be a witch, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss anything. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Witch's Pyramid and how it actually applies from a practical point of view to the magical path and the mystical path. It isn't just something witches do or witches believe in, it's actually part of Western occult heritage. It's also known as the Four Secrets of the Sphinx and various other names. So other occultists, magicians, ceremonial magicians also understand the Sphinx or the Witch's Pyramid. So what the Witch's Pyramid is, it isn't actually a pyramid. It's just spoken about as a pyramid because there are 5 points to the Witch's Pyramid. Now, originally, the Four Secrets of the Sphinx was only 4, but Aleister Crowley, who is a prolific magician in history, added the 5th element, which makes up a more of a pyramid structure. So let's start with what the Witch's Pyramid is in its practicality. It's a way of guiding us towards how to practice and what we need to be able to cultivate within ourselves to be able to continue to practice. Because practicing any kind of spirituality or magical tradition takes a lot of time, it takes energy, it takes a certain degree of organization and dedication, and also other aspects of ourselves. So the first point of the pyramid that we talk about is knowledge, or to know. And to know equates with the element of air because it's to do with knowledge, knowing the mental realm, and air has those attributes to it. So knowing is about knowledge. It's about book knowledge. It's about your own experience knowledge or your gnosis from your own experiences. It's knowledge that you learn from other people. It's knowledge that you glean from observing other people, and any type of information that's coming in to you or from you that allows you to understand more about the world, about yourself, and about your craft. So that's the knowledge aspect to the Witch's Pyramid. It's really important, the knowledge, and in our modern world we tend to focus really strongly on knowledge. And what tends to happen if you focus only on the knowledge is you just end up with knowledge. You don't actually end up with real gnosis. That's what the rest of the pyramid is for. It's about building a more of a gnosis, that inner knowing and that inner awareness of the truth of who you are, finding the truth of who you are, what you really are, and of course everything else in the universe as well. So that's the to know corresponding with the air element. The next rung on the ladder, or the next point on the pyramid, depending on what shape you want to put it in, is to dare. To dare corresponds to the element of water. And to dare is really about having that courage to be able to go places that may scare you, to be able to break some of the shackles and boundaries that a culture or a community that you grew up in may have placed on you. It requires you to step up and to step into your adventure self, the self that wants to go and explore the world, that part of you that is willing to take calculated risks, that part of you that wants to go beyond where you are. And to dare is about being daring to do that. So in a practice situation, you may have the knowledge, but taking that knowledge from your book knowledge or from hearing somebody else tell you about that knowledge to actually doing it yourself, to setting up a circle on your own, to doing spells on your own, to doing healings on your own, requires you to be able to dare Dare to practice, dare to make mistakes, dare to go where you know you need to go in order to learn more, and to take those risks of offending people, those risks of perhaps even alienating yourself from people if they've got really strong anti-magical beliefs. It's a big thing, dare, and I want to, I guess, emphasize that it is a really important aspect to the magical work, and it's a really important aspect to mystical work, because you can't even go into yourself more and learn more about yourself and uncover who you really are unless you dare to go down into the subconscious mind and work with all the stuff that's down there, and work with all of the shadow stuff that's down there as well. And that, believe me, takes a lot of courage, a lot of daring, because what's down there often isn't very pleasant, it's uncomfortable, it doesn't feel good when you're experiencing it and clearing it, but you kind of got to go there to do it, you know, the only way out is through. So daring's a big thing. So if you can get past the knowledge aspect, be daring. The next one is will, and will corresponds to fire, because that is the fire that lights you. It's the passion, it's the drive. It is what you use to put your intention out there. It's what you use to ask for what it is that you want. The will is what you use to turn up each day to your daily practice, even when you don't feel like it. It gets you in action. It makes you turn up for yourself. You turn up for your magical work, your inner work. You use your willpower to do what you don't feel like doing, because you know that the only way to get to where you want to go, to have the experiences that you want to have, is to take action. So the will is the driving force behind action. It is totally necessary for magic. You can't do magic without it, because, as I said, the will is you're willing something into being. You're willing your desire into manifestation. And in the willing is when you are doing the asking, when you're saying, this is what I want, this is what is going to happen. That is will, and that's a very fiery energy. The next one is to be silent. And this is a really interesting one, because it's a very passive energy. It's an earth energy, it's grounding energy. And it is really about being silent, as in not telling people what it is that you're doing with your inner work, or what it is that you're doing when you're doing magic. With magic, for example, if you tell people you're doing a spell for this, or you're intending that, their negativity, their prejudices, their fears can actually influence you. Their reaction can influence you, whether you want them to influence you or not, because we are so programmed to respond to other people, and it is part of us being the human species, and we are social. We do respond to other people's reactions. So in saying what it is that we are doing with our magic can actually block the magic, simply because we may start to feel bad about it, or self-conscious about it, or we may doubt our ability to bring it in, or we may feel guilty about bringing it in, or the other people may be angry, or they may even try to sabotage your results. So that's why we don't tell people when we're working for something. So that's one reason why we keep silent. Another reason is it's in that silence of meditation, that silence in being with all and everything, not having the distractions of mind or the distractions around you, and coming back to being mindful and back to that space within oneself. That is being silent, and it's in that silence that we start to get a sense, an experiential sense of who and what we really are. And the more time we spend in that silence of meditation is where all the mystical stuff can start to happen. So it's not just about being silent, as in don't go telling people what you're doing. It's also about doing meditation and going in silently to yourself and shutting away the noise of the outside world, of your thoughts, of what the Buddhists would say, monkey mind jumping from tree to tree and going into that quiet space of meditation. That's another aspect of the grounding of earth and of the silence. And if you think of it as like going into a cave, which is very earthy, and being in that darkness of the cave where you can't see anything, there's like a silence of vision. That's a really wonderful imagery of the silence and being almost forced by the environment to go into the self, because there's nothing around you that you can see to distract you. So that's the silence aspect. Now they're the four main points of the Witch's Pyramid and of the Secrets of the Sphinx. Aleister Crowley added a fifth element, which is the tip of the pyramid. And it corresponds on the pentagram to spirit. And what it is actually, it's called to go. And to go is really about getting out of your cave that you may have spent some time being silent in, and actually going out in the world and doing. It's about taking action, so actually taking the action, which you need will to do. You need the daring to do, you need the knowledge to do, and you need that quietness to also do. So to do is the last point, because you need the other four to really be able to carry to do in the world in the way that it has the potential to be carried into the world. So it's taking action, it's going into the world and bringing spirit into the world, bringing spirit into the manifest in order to create what it is that you want to create, and to make the world a better place to live in, not just for yourself, but for everybody else that you care about as well. And it just takes one person. You know, if everybody took these principles into their life, worked with them in order to create the type of life they really do want to create, then the world would be a very different place. So that is a version of an explanation of the Witch's Pyramid and how it applies to the craft and to practice. And if you do want to set up a daily practice, you can use these 5 aspects, the Witch's Pyramid, to help you with your daily practice and to utilize in your daily life. And if you really do want to know how to do that, I have a 5-day mini course called The Ultimate Guide to Starting a Wiccan Practice That Works. It's especially for people who want to start a daily practice but don't know where to start. And it all revolves around the Witch's Pyramid. So you get a lot more understanding from a practical point of view how the Witch's Pyramid applies to a very simple and easy daily practice that you can take anywhere and do anytime, because it doesn't actually require you to have anything except yourself. The details to that are in the description field below. It is a 5-day video course. It is very low priced. It's designed to help people out basically. So check that out. Otherwise, if you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Until then, blessed be.